Okay, so now basically we can integrate spline assets directly into Webflow and animate them on Webflow based on different interactions. And I'm super excited to show you how you can achieve this cool effect directly into Webflow. It's pretty amazing. I tried having this effect on scroll 3 years ago when Spline got released, or 4 years ago. It was maybe 4 years ago, and it was snappy because the animation I did it. Then it was based on a scroll interaction directly into Spline, and then had to embed it into Webflow. But now we have the scroll animation or the scroll trigger directly native from Webflow, telling the object from Spline to move in different ways, or the light, or there are so many things you can build with this right now. And I'm very, very excited. The whole process is pretty simple, and we will only cover up how we can achieve this rotation of the rabbit, and we will start from scratch. Um, Once you are in the, let's also delete the styles and animation we no longer need. Those are gone already. Okay, so first, if you go on the add elements and you scroll down to media, you will see Spline Scene. Keep in mind this is in beta. There are some bugs, and you will see that in terms of loading, it does this weird dance that's coming from this part to the center. Now let's add the Spline Scene to, yeah, by default, the Spline Scene will load with this 3D asset. Here you will have to add the URL that you will find in Spline. And this is the asset I already built, but we will do the whole asset again. Now we have the background color. What's very important on the Spline side is the export functions. And we want this to go from you. So you click on export, then you click on viewer, and here is the Spline Scene URL that you will have to add it in your Spline Scene on Webflow. Now this will load directly the environment or the whole scene from the Spline. But in order for us to achieve the effect, we have to have Spline. We have to modify some place settings, which is first, we don't need the logo, right? We want a clean 3D asset to behave in without a distractive logo. Then we don't want to show, at least in this case, the background color. Now, if you build something very beautiful on the background and you need the background color as to set up the mood or all of that, then you can leave it on. But for this example, we don't need it. Then we want the page scroll to be enabled, because if we don't allow this page scroll enabled, the Spline Scene will not allow us to scroll down from it. At least that was up until now. Maybe they changed something, or maybe page scroll means something different now. Then we want the cursor. Now, in case you have a custom cursor, you can deselect it and put it as a none. So every time the cursor comes over the Spline Scene in Webflow, you will have your custom cursor over it. I will leave it default. Then we don't want the element orbit, just for this specific case. In case you can, it depends on what you want to achieve at the end of the day. Then we don't want zoom, we don't want soft orbit. And also we don't want any touch settings enabled on Spline, including zoom, and the page scroll on the touch settings should also be on. If you have this ticked, the toggle is on, deselected. I think when I copied the Molat from the library, it was on, or it was a different asset. Anyway, want everything that's here on hover, orbit limits, pan limits, zone limits, everything should be off. Now, glass precision, we don't really care. And in terms of preset, we could leave it on default. But if you have a scene with a lot of elements, you can prioritize performance over quality or quality over performance. So it's up to you how you want to set up these things. Now, we need to update the viewer because otherwise it will not be reflected in Webflow. Once we did this, there is nothing else we can do. Also, for you to remove the logo, you have to have the Spline subscription. It's just $9. It's not that expensive for what it can do and how much value can it bring it to your websites that you are developing. And I think it's really worth the time to learn how you can create assets in Spline, because it's not really that complicated. And they have some tutorials on YouTube. And it's everything that you see on Spline is pretty achievable in a day. You don't have to spend hours rendering and all of that. Okay, we done our bunny. Now let's move to Webflow. First, keep in mind you always have to reload Spline Scene, because otherwise you will have the unupdated link from the splice. Now that we have this, we want the whole Spline Scene to be, first of all, 100% full width and 100 SVH width, because we want to center it. Then we want to create some div blocks, and let's name them section hero on. Now, if you're wondering why do I have so many classes here, even though it's just a blank page, it's because I'm using Relume Library, and I strongly recommend you to at least give it a try for a month, because they provide you with the best methods of building a website. And they also have these 1000 components that they keep updating each day, and they keep doing the whole maintenance of it. You can basically build website, an entire website in a day, and 3 days if you want different styles. And anyway, but it uses client first tool. So give it a try, and let's go back to our little project. Okay, we now have the section hero, and let's I'm not gonna go in the right way of doing things here. I'm just gonna create the section hero to be as full screen, and then let's add heading style. We want the section hero to be in the middle. So before moving forward, I noticed that Webflow has some 3D elements with, or at least a 3D aspect, and I think it's sort of related to the fact that they believe that we are slowly moving towards 3D assets, including the fact that we will soon have a wider access to, for example, AR. There is a new collaboration between Meta and Ray-Ban. I don't know if you check if you know about it, but they release glasses that are this. And Anyway, distractions. Sorry, I'm a nerd. Anyway, so let's rename it sometimes alone. If you don't know it, please search on TikTok. And this should be in front. Now, Spline Scene should be, we change the position to be fixed. And this section here should be Z index 1. Because we want to have it, and Z index 1 is just a combo class that's changing the section here to be relative and have a Z index of 2. And then let's also add a spline scene to be fixed and have a Z index of 1, because we want to create that parallel effects. Okay, now section here. Okay, let's copy that and paste it. They still didn't fix the copy pasting issue. Sometimes you cannot do it properly, Webflow, for some reason. Now the next section should be on 0, and it's already by default on 0, and it goes behind the spline asset. Now we should just maybe hide it so that we can work on our sections to change the just on this one. I am not. Okay, I have it. Let's put it back. Okay, sometimes I'm alone, sometimes I'm not. And just for the sake of it, let's copy 2 more things. Now, something changed here. They, before when you were copying something, it will automatically go down, but now it's going below the thing you want to copy in Webflow. And I think this is pretty useful because you don't have to keep going in the folder or in the section and searching for the element that's been pasted below, like really down. You know what I mean. So good job, Webflow, and let's continue. Or see, alone, I'm not. This should be keywords as I alone. Okay, we have it. So this is the just a basic structure, but the magic that it's happening here in the new interactions section, and we want this little bunny to animate on one page is scrolling while the page is scrolling from top to bottom. Okay, and we will play a scroll animation. I already had this one, so I will delete it and create it from scratch. Now you will see that once you go on the adding the target for the animation, you will see the new integrations, and here it's Spline. We are in scroll action, and because it's in a beta version, sometimes it creates this bug. As you can see, if I click on scroll action, you cannot see on the box where we should see the targeted div block. But for that, we just refresh it. By the way, I just love the new logo of Webflow, and the new loading animation looks so clean. So, and that's my point of view. So we are back. Let's go into a Spline Scene. And yeah, this is the third time I'm doing this. So just to be sure that everything I'm showing you it's covered. Now, don't forget to always name your animations. So we are here. As I observe, the only aspects you have to animate in Webflow are the positions and rotation and movement of the objects. For the moment, you cannot modify, let's say, the size, or let's say we want to change maybe the lightning. Once you scroll, we want a brighter light, or once you go in a section, we want the light to shut down, and create all sorts of animations directly into Webflow. And I'm very certain of the fact, and please, Webflow team, please do this, because that will open the door for so many possibilities in terms of designing and creating really astonishing websites. And it will be like words will have Webflow sites hosted every day, will win after win after win. Okay, let's go back to it. So we just want this little bunny to rotate. Now it's very important on the spline section to select the object you want to affect. And for us, this is a bit tricky, because as you can see here, they are separate. It's little and big. So in order to fix that, we should go in Spline and just click on little, and then hold Control or Command on Mac and click on big. Then Control or Command G, and you should group them, and let's not name it together. Okay, now again, we made some changes on Spline side, so we should go on Export and Update Viewer. That's done, and let's also go on our side in Spline Scene and also reload Spline Scene. All right, we now have, if we go back here, we should be able to see the together group, and it's pretty fast, it's pretty instant. I didn't have to exit from the animation interaction tab. So we will select together, and we will start to affect the rotation on the y-axis. On the 0% of the page should be 0 on 100% of the page. Again, we want to activate the rotation of y-axis, and let's rotate it to 5.6. Now here, because again, it will not know to select the object you already selected on the other tab or line, or how's this called, but you have to select it here and it will be affected. And that's it. Now you can set the smoothing on 69%. Anyway, and let's publish and see the results. So sometimes the loading, it's doing this weird dance. I cover this. Anyway, and as you can see, you have this beautiful robot. Now, as a bonus, if you watch so far, I'm thinking to do something maybe with light. And we can go in Spline, and we have the directional light, and we can set up an event on it. And we want this event to be look at. It should look at cursor. Live with camera, we leave everything at it is. And if we click play, it should move. But for some reason it doesn't do that. So maybe it's follow actually. Align with camera. Oh, actually it's follow. Okay. Sorry, my bad. I misunderstood things. Okay, we have this, we exported, we update the viewer, and I think this is gonna be the new way of inserting things into Webflow. So far we used the public URL with the embed code. And we are here. Again, we have to, do we have to go back? Yeah, so before using the embed code, it will automatically update the asset on your website without you having to go into Webflow project and update anything or republish the website. But we now have to go every time and on each update or modification we do on Spline to go here and reload the Spline scene. I think they should rename it update Spline scene, because reload is not, you get the point. Anyway, let's publish it. And yeah, I was curious about something, but next time. Okay, now let's refresh it. Okay, so for some reason, oh, it's working. But this is, I'm gonna cover this part on the next video that I will make, because there is a reason why in some areas you do not see this the light updating as it is here, and that's because the spline scene only detects the cursor when the cursor is on it, and it doesn't have something over it like another section. Because what's happening here, I can show you on Webflow, what's happening here is that the section with the Z index combo class, it's basically in front of the bunny, right? So because of that, the spline scene doesn't know that where the cursor is. But there is an easy fix here with the wait a second. Yeah, there is an easy fix. There is an custom code that we can add and fix these kind of situations. This and how you can set up the responsiveness of the 3D asset. Because right now, if we go in mobile mode, as you can see, you cannot, the asset, the 3D asset isn't responsive. It looks good, but it can be better. We can set it up to have a little bit more space. Yeah, for example, you're watching from Nintendo 25 or something like that. Anyway, did you learn something? Hope you're also as excited as I am in terms of new updates from Webflow, and see you in the next one.